Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of the Babes Who Manifest podcast. I am your host, 𝗦𝗢𝗖𝗜𝗔𝗟, aka the Gratitude Chick. Don't forget to follow me on all of my social media platforms at the Gratitude Chick, on Twitter, Gratitude_Chick, and on TikTok, Babes Who Manifest. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another reading of The Power of Your Subconscious Mind. We are on Chapter 9, and it is entitled, How to Use the Power of Your Subconscious for Wealth. If you are having financial difficulties, let me stop. Just for those of you who may be new, I read a chapter at a time, and I add my own commentary. You do not have to agree. This is just my opinion. There's no need to argue about it. It literally is just one person's opinion. If you don't agree, drop down in the comments and let me know what it is that you think. So let's get to reading. If you are having financial difficulties, if you are trying to make ends meet, it means you have not convinced your subconscious mind that you will always have plenty and some to spare. You know men and women who work a few hours a week and make fabulous sums of money. They do not strive or slave hard. Do not believe the story that the only way you can become wealthy is by the sweat of your brow and hard labor. It is not so. The effortless way of life is the best. Do the thing you love to do and do it for the joy and thrill of it. I know an executive in Los Angeles who receives a salary of $75,000 yearly. Now, let me just add a caveat. This book was written 70 plus years ago. So $75,000 a year, especially in Los Angeles, was probably hundreds of thousands of dollars yearly in today's money. Last year, he went on a 9-month cruise, seeing the world and its beauty spots. He said to me that he had succeeded in convincing his subconscious mind that he is worth that much money. He told me that many men in his organization, getting about $100 a week, knew more about the business than he did and could manage it better, but they had no ambition, no creative ideas, and were not interested in the wonders of their subconscious mind. Wealth is of the mind. Wealth is simply a subconscious conviction on the part of the individual. You will not become a millionaire by saying, I am a millionaire, I am a millionaire. You will grow into a wealth consciousness by building into your mentality the idea of wealth and abundance. Your invisible means of support. The trouble with most people is that they have no invisible means of support. When business falls away, the stock market drops, or they lose their investments, they seem helpless. The reason for such insecurity is that they do not know how to tap the subconscious mind. They are unacquainted with inexhaustible storehouse within. A man with a poverty-type mind finds himself in poverty-stricken conditions. Another man with a mind filled with ideas of wealth is surrounded with everything he needs. It was never intended that man should lead a life of indigence. Why I couldn't pronounce it, I don't know. You can have wealth, everything you need, and plenty to spare. Your words have power to cleanse your mind of wrong ideas and to instill right ideas in their place. The ideal method for building a wealth consciousness. Perhaps you are saying as you read this chapter, I need wealth and success. This is what you do. Repeat for about 5 minutes to yourself 3 or 4 times a day, wealth, success. That's it. These words have tremendous power. They represent the inner power of the subconscious mind. Anchor your mind on the substantial power within you. Then conditions and circumstances corresponding to their nature and quality will be manifested in your life. You're not saying, I am wealthy. You are dwelling on real powers within you. There is no conflict in the mind when you say wealth. So basically, he's saying just dwell on, say like repeat 5 minutes about 4 times a day, 5 minutes each time. Wealth, success, wealth, success, wealth, success. Not I am wealthy, not I am successful, but wealth, success. That's what he's saying. So he said, there is no conflict in the mind when you say wealth. Furthermore, the feeling of wealth will well up within you as you dwell on the idea of wealth. What do you guys think about that? Just saying those words. I guess because we are taught to say, I am da 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 da, just these long drawn out phrases. And he's saying, no, say wealth, success. Not even wealth and success. Wealth, success. Like wealth, period, success, period. That's what he's saying. Okay, the feeling of wealth produces wealth. Keep this in mind at all times. Okay, so I'm going to say that again. The feeling of wealth produces wealth. So if you are a person who doesn't know what wealth feels like, how do you get the feeling of wealth? I'm going to keep reading. Your subconscious mind is like a bank, a sort of universal financial institution. It magnifies whatever you deposit or impress upon it, whether it is, the idea of wealth or of poverty. You hear that? Choose wealth. So a lot of people unconsciously, or not even unconsciously, unknowingly choose poverty in the words that they say. One of the biggest things that I hear people say is, I'm broke. Right there. You are creating that in your life every time you say it. So it's never going to be anything other than what you're saying. That's all I'm going to say on that. Why your affirmations for wealth fail. Let's talk about it. I have talked to many people during the past 35 years whose usual complaint is, I have said for weeks and months, I am wealthy, I am prosperous, and nothing has happened. I discovered that when they said, I am prosperous, I am wealthy, they felt within that they were lying to themselves. One man told me, I have affirmed that I am prosperous until I am tired. Things are now worse. I knew when I made the statement that it was obviously not true. So basically, every time he said the statement, in his mind, he was like, dude, you lying. So it was getting worse for him the more he said it, because his mind automatically said, you're lying. That's crazy. His statements were rejected by the conscious mind, and the very opposite of what he outwardly affirmed and acclaimed was made manifest. Is that not crazy? And he's not even claiming that he's lying. Well, obviously, if he said it in his mind, just because his words didn't say it, doesn't mean he didn't say it in his mind. Your affirmation succeeds best when it is specific and when it does not produce a mental conflict or argument. Hence, the statements made by this man made matters worse because they suggested his lack. Your subconscious accepts what you really feel to be true, not just idle words or statements. The dominant idea or belief is always accepted by the subconscious mind. How to avoid mental conflict. The following is the ideal way to overcome this conflict for those who have this difficulty. Make this practical statement frequently, particularly prior to sleep. By day and by night, I am being prosper in all of my interests. This affirmation will not arouse any argument because it does not contradict your subconscious mind's impression of financial lack. So it is by day and by night, I am prospered in all of my interests. I suggested to one businessman whose sales and finances were very low and who was greatly worried that he sit down in his office, become quiet, and repeat the statement over and over again. My sales are improving every day. This statement engaged the cooperation of the conscious and subconscious mind. Results followed. Don't sign blank checks. You sign blank checks when you make such statements as, there is not enough to go around, there is a shortage, I will lose the house because of the mortgage, etc. If you are full of fear about the future, you are also writing a blank check and attracting negative conditions to you. Your subconscious mind takes your fear and negative statement as your request and proceeds in its own way to bring obstacles, delays, lack, and limitation into your life. Your subconscious gives you compound interest. Your subconscious gives you compound interest. To him that hath the feeling of wealth, more wealth shall be added. To him that hath the feeling of lack, more lack shall be added. Your subconscious multiplies and magnifies whatever you deposit in it. Let me outline that. Your subconscious multiplies and magnifies whatever you deposit in it. Every morning as you awaken, deposits thoughts. What is wrong with my speaking? Every morning as you awaken, deposit thoughts of prosperity, success, wealth, and peace. Dwell upon these concepts. Busy your mind with them as often as possible. These constructive thoughts will find their way as deposits into your subconscious mind and bring forth abundance and prosperity. Why nothing happened? I can hear you saying, oh, I did that and nothing happened. You did not get results because you indulged in fear thoughts perhaps 10 minutes later and neutralized the good you had affirmed. When you place a seed in the ground, you do not dig it up. You let it take root and grow. Suppose, for example, you are going to say, I shall not be able to make that payment. Before you get further than I shall, stop the sentence and dwell on a constructive statement such as, by day and by night I am prospered in all my ways. True source of wealth. Your subconscious mind is never short of ideas. There are within it an infinite number of ideas ready to flow into your conscious mind and appear as cash in your pocketbook in countless ways. This process will continue to go on in your mind regardless of whether the stock market goes up or down, or whether the pound sterling or dollar drops in value. Your wealth is never truly dependent on bonds, stocks, or money in the bank. These are really only symbols, necessary and useful, of course, but only symbols. The point I wish to emphasize is that if you convince your subconscious mind that wealth is yours and that it is always circulating in your life, you will always and inevitably have it regardless of the form it takes. Trying to make ends meet and the real cause. There are people who claim that they are always trying to make ends meet. They seem to have a great struggle to meet their obligations. Have you listened to their conversation? In many instances, their conversation runs along this vein. They are constantly condemning those who have succeeded in life and who have raised their heads above the crowd. Perhaps they are saying, oh, that fellow has a racket. He is ruthless. He is a crook. This is why they lack. They are condemning the thing that they desire and want. The reason they speak critically of their more prosperous associates is because they are envious and covetous of the other's prosperity. The quickest way to cause wealth to take wings and fly away is criticize and condemn others who have more wealth than you. And I agree with this. I do really agree with this because I told you about the Jeff Bezos story. I had read a article and I saw that he had made some ignorantly obscene amount of money in like an hour. And I was so angry and taken aback. Like, how could one man be worth more than the gross national product of a country? How is this possible? Like, I was very angry at how much money this man had. And I'm laughing because it's comical. I don't know this man. This man built his business from a garage. You know what I'm saying? It's not like he just fell ass backward into money. He built this. He built his billions from scratch. And I'm pissed off that this man has so much money. So it was comical, but also, and I realized at that moment, why are you so pissed off with Jeff Bezos? He has living his damn life. And then another article I read where he got divorced and his wife got half, and then like literally a month later, he made up what he gave her and then more. So he got back the 60-something billion that he gave her. And I was like, what the? I literally was like, what the hell is going on? So unbeknownst to him, he became my nemesis just simply because he just had so much money. So, and I had to really shake myself on that and start laughing at myself because literally, why are you angry with this man? So I tell that story every time I laugh because it's so comical that I would sit here and be angry with this man who does not even know that I breathe every day and be pissed off at him because he worked his ass off to get these billions. But I'm pissed off that he has so much money. And the crazy thing is, I don't look at Mark Zuckerberg this way or even Elon Musk this way. But him, I do. I don't know why. It's crazy. Anyway. A common stumbling block to wealth. There is one emotion which is the cause of the lack of wealth in the lives of many. Most people learn this the hard way. It is envy. It is so true. I just said that. The envy that I had, I don't even know where it came from. Like it's just boggling my mind because it's not like that with Elon Musk or any other billionaire, just with him. I don't know why. It's crazy. Now, even with the Waltons who, created Walmart, it's literally him. Not the Waltons' children who are sitting on billions of dollars and don't do anything. Him who created his business from his own two hands. Him. He's the one I had the problem with. Anyway. Most people learn this the hard way. It is envy. For example, if you see a competitor depositing large sums of money in the bank and you have only a meager amount to deposit, does it make you envious? The way to overcome this emotion is to say to yourself, isn't it wonderful? I rejoice in that man's prosperity. I wish for him greater and greater wealth. And I'm going to say this right now. Isn't it wonderful? I rejoice in Jeff Bezos' prosperity. I wish him greater and greater wealth. Because while I don't sit and dwell on it like that anymore, it just had me crazy that I was even thinking about it. And every time I think back on how I was really pissed off at this man, it really makes me laugh. To entertain envious thoughts is devastating because it places you in a very negative position. Definitely does. Therefore, wealth flows from you instead of to you. If you are ever annoyed or irritated by the prosperity or great wealth of another, claim immediately that you truly wish for him greater wealth in every possible way. This is really telling me some stuff. This will neutralize the negative thoughts in your mind and cause an ever greater measure of wealth to flow to you by the law of your own subconscious mind. I wish somebody would have told me this while I was pissed off with him. Rubbing out a great mental block to wealth. If you are worried and critical about someone whom you claim is making money dishonestly, cease worrying about him. You know such a person is using the law of mind negatively. The law of mind takes care of him. Be careful not to criticize him for the reasons previously indicated. Remember, the block or obstacle to wealth is in your own mind. You can now destroy that mental block. This you may do by getting on mental good terms with everyone. Sleep and grow rich. As you go to sleep at night, practice the following technique. Repeat the word wealth quietly, easily, and feelingly. How do you feelingly say the word wealth? I'm going to have to practice that because I don't even know how to feel that. How do you guys know how to feel that? How do you feel? I guess it is feeling wealthy. I'll have to dig back into my mind. Maybe with all of the, okay. I know a way to do it. Do this over and over again, just like a lullaby. Lull yourself to sleep with the one word, wealth. You should be amazed at the result. Wealth should flow to you in avalanches of abundance. This is another example of the magic power of your subconscious mind. So, I am sorry, so sorry that I stopped to tell this story about Jeff Bezos, because I really think it was not needed. But I did want you guys to know that somewhere, somehow, everybody suffers from enviousness of something else that someone else has. And I am a prime example of suffering from that about somebody I don't even know. So I did just want to tell that story. So you guys, like I said, I'm an open book. At some point I'm going to insert my own thoughts and ideas and things, and even tell my own story as it correlates. So I hope you guys have gotten something out of chapter 9. It was very eye-opening. Make sure that you guys try out that whole wealth success thing, Make sure you try that out. You never know. I understand why they said it, because you're not really, you're not setting up a conflict in your subconscious mind where you are saying something and then your subconscious mind doesn't believe it, like people who say I am a millionaire. Dude, you don't believe that, so it is a waste of your time to even say it. So I get that. Like, that's one affirmation I've never said, just simply because that's a huge leap for me. I'm not a millionaire. So, and I don't even know what millions look like. So that's a huge leap for me. So that's just not something I've ever said. So for me, I would start with, like I said, the affirmation that I have now is the one that I'm really just going to say. But I would like you guys to try that wealth thing, and see what happens. I would love that. I think I'm going to post that in the group today and see if some of you guys would try the wealth thing, just to see. Let's see what happens. Thank you guys for listening. I appreciate everybody who always takes the time out to listen to me ramble about. You guys rock. Don't forget to add gratitude as a daily practice in your life. I promise you your life will change once you add the daily practice of gratitude. Have a blessed day, everybody. Thank you for listening to another episode of the Babes Who Manifest podcast. I am your host, 𝗦𝗢𝗖𝗜𝗔𝗟, aka The Gratitude Chick. Don't forget to follow us on our new YouTube page at The Gratitude Chick. Make sure to click in our description box for a good deal on starting your own dropshipping business with Shopify.